Every year, fishing gear is lost in our oceans due to storm activity, boat traffic, and gear abandonment. Derelict fishing gear haunts our oceans, catching all kinds of marine animals in its path. This is called ghost fishing, and it is a global problem. Everyone is impacted by ghost fishing, and there are many players involved in finding a solution. Here's one perspective.
My name's Parrish. I've been doing net work or trawl work, any kind of commercial fishing gear work, pretty much my whole life. My dad started the business, and I grew up in it. We make mainly shrimp trawls, but we also make turtle excluders, any kind of fish excluders, anything gear related to the fishing industry.
I've been working with Steven and my Uncle Steve for going on 7 years now, something like that, give or take.
Well, my experience with fishing nets includes anywhere from work to pleasure. We build them, we use them, we catch our food with them. This is a turtle excluder or a TED. A turtle excluder is basically a filter. You're just like in a car, you'd have an air filter to stop things from getting in. This is all that's going to be. It just lets what you want in and lets the things you don't want out.
There's 12 approved bycatch reduction devices that the state of North Carolina approves of. This is the most common. It's called a fish eye, and what it allows you to do is you hook the end of your TED up there, and everything makes it past the TED into the back, and the fish swim back up and swim out through this hole and out this space here.
They were designed through trial and error, basically. Started out, they had a problem with marine fisheries. Different groups knew they needed to do something with bycatch reduction. It was refined down to what you see. It started as some of the first ones we had were actually PVC pipe that was cut. Without fishermen, it would be harder for them to do it because they'll give fishermen different devices to use. They'll actually go out and try them. They'll run a control versus a test net, and then compare. They'll have observers on the boat to help compare what's what. And actually, there's fishermen that have come up with stuff on their own and submitted it. So fishermen do their part. Regulations have changed dramatically, at least in my lifetime, from I would say very little to a lot.
Yeah.
Turtle excluders come about in mid-late 80s, and that was a big thing. Shrimpers were really against it. They were going to lose their shrimp and everything. And some of them wanted to, try it just to see how it would work. But now, you would be hard pressed to find a shrimper that would not pull one because of the help that it gives them by getting rid of the bycatch. Daddy was on the panel for the bycatch reduction, shrimp fisheries management, all the ones that you could be on, and he was very instrumental in getting some of this figured out. In this particular area, I don't think ghost fishing is really impacting anything other than, maybe losing the crab pot. Somebody like losing the crab pot. A lot of the shrimp trawls are so expensive that the people pulling them really don't want to lose them. So in the event they hang up and they lose a whole net, which is not that often, they'll go back and try to retrieve it up to the point of getting a diver to dive down to find it and hook to it.
You got multiple lines that goes back to your net, so if it breaks in the middle, you can get the other half back.
Very few nets lost completely in the shrimp industry because everybody wants their stuff back. Even if it's $100 worth, they still want it back. And they're always hooked to it, so it's easy to get back. It's not like a crab pot that's put over and lost forever if they lose the buoy. One problem here is small, but if that problem is multiplied over the course of a state, a coast, a whole country, everywhere, that could add up to a great reduction in the amount of fish or whatever species you may be targeting. So preventing that would help for everybody to have a little more to catch whenever they can. So working with commercial fishermen that may have a ghost fishing problem to come up with the best solution for everybody should become the first priority. Then you find a solution and implement it so that everybody wins instead of one side winning and one side losing. I think if you look at the history of fishermen and what they've been through as a whole and what they've done already to help with bycatch reduction, help with whatever turtle excluders, with whatever it might be, I think that's proof enough to know that fishermen as a whole are out there willing to help and do their part for the environment.